Okay. Well then, back yet again to the wilderness for another year of cold hikes and interesting finds and discoveries through the tree feet and bush tops. And some of the dark reaches of the wilderness as well. The trees are creaking. And I suppose that's some sort of heat temperature reaction with the aging of the tree and the seasons. The shift between night and day results in such soft and quiet creaking in the tree bark. Well, speaking of which, here we are again in the wilderness, threading it yet again. Yet again. See what's become of it after summer. Hasn't gotten that cold by dawn, nor that enlightened by day's light, but it's getting to that soon. And as every time in these hikes, well, today has its objective too. Now, did you think that we'll come here without an objective, without a video to shoot, is it? No. The wild plant is back again for the usual and the new. Oh. Suppose this is the time I tell you about the plan. But why does home look a little lower than the last time I remembered? Huh? What's this? Was it this low? Oh yes, that's it. Strange flowers growing very separately, scattered along long distances. Clients, eh? Well, for last time's hikes, those would be last year's, well, hike years, last year's sessions of hiking. We, as in I, stumbled upon another region, a spot, more like it, not just a region. Now these spots are very, very rare in this wilderness. Very rare for their beauty and rapturous background and vibe that it gives off as soon as you emerge into it. Now that's the point, you have to emerge into it. And that's what I believe gives it beauty. Now the thing about it, you're deep inside, in the wilderness of course, among trees get crowder and crowder. Now when they do that, you know that you've went so deep inside the dark reaches of the wilderness again. Now that's how you know. And then from far, from inside the crowded trees, you start seeing light at the end of the tunnel. Well, yes, it feels like that. Not that the darkness you dwelled in is so not beautiful is so horrific, no. But then light and dark have, I would dare say, the same effect of rapturous feelings, of very spiritually beautiful and capturing, exciting beauty. Back to the region or spot. Now you emerge there, you come in there, and then you step beyond the light at the end of the tunnel. Well, I have to pause it now again. Like this. You emerge, and then you see it. You see that very beautiful, just the word beautiful alone, I would say, that should sufficiently describe it. No, but the description would be that when you emerge, there is a little steep ground, just a little steep ground, and then it goes, and then rises again. Almost unnoticeably, but when you emerge, you feel it. You feel that it's a little descended ground. Now, within that descended ground, well, of course, it's free of crowded trees. It's almost not as crowded as the darkness before you emerged. So it has little trees, a little steep ground, and green vegetations, which you so not experienced before you emerge into the light at the end of the tunnel. No, vegetation, greens, growing randomly, and you wonder, there is life beyond the light. Life beyond the light. Now I suppose that should tell you something about something else. If you want to dare make the analogy, the assumption, well, there is life beyond the light at the end of the tunnel. Wow. And you could almost see the resemblance or the allegoric effect of this discovery that denotes, hence the very sought after answer of the question, is there life beyond death? Well, there is a little answer from life itself, because we'll withdraw all our theories and inspiration from life. Now, let's not get off again the train and get back to it, and get back to the rapturous, beautiful, spiritually capturous spot and region beyond the dark reaches of the wilderness, right? Now, steep ground, many vegetations, very little trees, just enough trees to give shade for all life within. Heaven, right? Yes. Well, that's about that, and the effect of the very little light and very little darkness surrounding that place. Now that just one part of it. But then what's so special about these spots that maybe tells why they are that lifeful, that lightful, is that sometimes you find body of waters in them. And when I say you find bodies of water inside this particular wilderness, now that's extra rare, very extra rare. To find regions of water here is well, I've been hiking these spots for years. The total of, like, how's that, 5? I'm not even sure if there are 5. I know only of 3, possibly 3 regions that hold bodies of water. Now when I come out, emerge into that region full of life and light of the end of the tunnel, and very magical shade, and I see fucking water. Heaven, right? Just a few words to describe this. No need to intensify the experience. Just heaven beyond the light at the end of the tunnel. Alright, speaking of the devil, tell me is that, well, it's a flower. Not exactly dandelions. Or maybe even better. Back to the point, today we're going back to discover they're called mushrooms as well. Now this must be my lucky day. Is this my fucking birthday? They're little. They're promising a very fruitful year, I suppose. Right? Where were we again? Yeah, today. No, as I said last year, I've lately discovered that rapturous, well, supposedly rapturous spot inside the dark reaches again. No. The tricky part about this is that you have to find it, well, by chance, as everything beautiful in this life, don't you think? And by chance I got into it and I had to get out of it. Now to get back to it again, there is the removal of the chance, the coincidence, and then enters the intentional, the deliberate, that will go today to discover that region again by finding the signs or following the very yes, very unclear, very thin, very mysterious signs of nature that I've left last time by memory, and hopefully remaining natural signs. Speaking of which, now that's where I most remember where I'm supposed to go through to get to the tunnel that will take us to the light, of which beyond heaven. And as for another goal, an objective, is that I brought some of my personal hobby, that being some carrot seeds. Since I've taken way too much from this wilderness, I might as well give some back. Am I right? You think she would accept some of this? Well, I hope. No, planting it right into the very rare bodies of water right next to it, so that when the sky fells these poor vegetations, at least some reserve is left for the edible vegetations. Well, edible to humans. And a few, maybe hares, rabbits. No, they're not rabbits, they're hares. Let's get into it, shall we? This is looking like a good spot. All deserves some, and a few. Alright. Bye.